Hey guys, it's Sexy Saturdays and I'm Misty Eyez with Queens of the Week. Alright, tonight's topic is from Lady Portia. Lady P would like to know our thoughts on suicide. Is it right? Is it wrong? Please discuss. Feel free to add any other topics surrounding the topic. Blah, blah. Wow. The topic of taking your own life into your personal hands has been a scandal for many years. Dr. Kevorkian, the Bible. Should you be allowed to? Is it right? Is it wrong? Oh, the scandal. Well, personally, right now, I can't help but think of Robin Williams. And Robin Williams taking his own life has definitely been on my mind as an entertainer, as a comedian, as a actress or performer. I can't help but I can't help but think about it because it does affect us. And as entertainers, we definitely put on a pretty face. Like, I could be deathly ill or tragically sick or just really depressed or I just broke up. Only like once in my history did I break down in public. But I usually paint on a pretty face, paint on a smile, and go out in public and do my job. I'm sure Robin Williams was exactly the same way. Hashtag every comedian's the same way. And depression truly does plague comedians. It's a well-known fact. If you don't believe me, Google comedians depression, comedians suicide, for example. I think it's not just comedians, but I think it's so ironic that people that make us laugh and give us such humor and joy are truly tormented inside. I think that's why it's such a shock factor. But I think depression affects entertainers of all kinds. It just does. You can't avoid it. And the hard part about entertainment is people surround us and put us up on pedestals and they lift us up, and it's so hard to constantly be that pedestal person. We can't be perfect. We can't be right. We can't be flawless. Even if we woke up like this, flawless. We can't. And it's not fair to be held up to such standards. So as entertainers, comedians, celebrities, actresses, and actors, we tend to put up a barrier. You know, like I always say, I have 5,000 friends in my phone, but I would count on one hand 5 people that I truly let into my own life. People that I truly would call friends. People that if I got arrested or a flat tire or something tragically would happen, I have 5 people that I could call and truly depend on for true help. Yes, part of it is me putting up that barrier, not letting people in, because I'm afraid that if they see me during the day or if they see me when I'm not at work or if they see the real me, they might be like, whoa, she's not funny. She's actually normal. She has the same issues and dramas that we all have. And I think that's normal for a lot of entertainers to do that. But yes, Robin Williams recently did take his own life. Is it right? Is it wrong? I do think that the Dr. Kevorkian scandal, if you're truly in a lot of physical pain, I know depression is an emotional pain, and I struggle with it too, just like everybody else. Sometimes much more. I don't want to give it away, but I don't want to say too much, but there are times when I don't post for a week or two, and the chances are it's probably because I'm battling depression. I can't fake it. And I can't be like, oh, let me edit a video. There's times I'm just like, oh, I can't. It just gets too much. I will go to work and I will do my job, but coming home and recording and or editing is just like that. Oh, I can't be bothered. And it's sad and it's scary, but it's real. Now, I do think the Dr. Kevorkian thing, the big scandal about Dr. Kevorkian, when people are battling physical torment and physical pain and you are dying physically and you're going to die physically and your death is in the near future, I kind of see the point of Dr. Kevorkian. I do think that he was doing those people a favor. I definitely think that he was easing them of their pain, easing their families of a financial burden. I see the point. I don't think that is wrong. Committing actual suicide, it has been a thought of mine many, many times. It has been a coming and going thought, but there has been times in my life, for example, my senior year of college, where that's the only thing I could think about. And it truly did take an act of God or a miracle to deliver me from such thoughts, because that was the only way out. I felt that was the only option. And I think that is wrong. I think that if I did commit suicide while I was in college, I would have never become a drag queen. I would have never did Ask Misties or Misty Minutes. I would have never helped the people that I have helped in the world, in the internet. I wouldn't have. And therefore I do think suicide is very wrong. Now, the Bible, what do you think the Bible says? Does anybody care what the Bible says? I don't know that the Bible says suicide is a sin, and I do not think it even says that it's an unforgivable sin. But I know that Christians like to say that. And Christians like to say, you'll go to hell if you commit suicide, because they don't want you to commit suicide. And Christians have a great way of saying if they don't want you to do something, if they don't want you to be something, that it's an abomination and you will go to hell. I personally don't believe that there is a hell, so therefore I don't believe that suicide is so wrong that you will go to hell. But I don't think suicide is right either. I think if you do commit suicide, you're taking the selfish way out, and you are making it much more difficult to people around you. If you truly love anybody in your personal life, whether it be your mom or sister or children or co-workers, committing suicide and taking your own life into your hands is a very, very bad thing for them. Because many people, when they lose a loved one, especially something so tragic, they can't go on. You know, I've talked and helped or counseled many parents that have lost a child, and their lives are over. They can't see past that veil of depression and or sadness. And I'm like, but what about your other kids? Your other kids need your love, and they need your affection. They need you to be alive and well. They need you present. So somebody that does take their own life into their own hands is really fucking up their loved ones, and that's not okay. I think that's the worst part about suicide. But I do think that it does plague the comedians. Like, a lot of comedians battling with depression also battle drug addiction. The suicides, I was on the internet just recently after his suicide, but I think there were like 20 named comedians that committed suicide that are well famous. Maybe Robin Williams was the most famous, or recently for sure, but James Belushi. Oh my god, I can't remember his name. The big one, the heavyset guy on Saturday Night Live. Oh my god, I can't remember his name. Self-inflicted drug addiction overdose. Technically suicide, but then you're like, did he do it on purpose? Or was it an accidental overdose? Either way, it was self-inflicted. It could be an on-purpose drug overdose. But it is a well-known thing that depression does plague celebrities, people in the public eye. And it's very, very sad. And if you are close to a celebrity or a public person, please let them know that you truly are there for them and that you love them. I think it will mean the world to them. No matter what. Whether you are working or not working, or if you have a job or if you have a future or whatever, just let them know that you love them. But yeah, suicide is a bad thing. It's not a good thing, and it affects a lot of people. Look at Robin Williams. It affected so many people. How many fans did he have? Mork and Mindy to Birdcage to Mrs. Doubtfire to Robin Hood, or Hook, I think it was called Hook. He had a lot of fans. It's just a very, very, very sad thing. You know, you look at someone, in our eyes, he's successful and he's famous, but in his eyes, is he successful? Is he famous? It's sad. Suicide is a very, very, very bad thing. It's not right, and it's not okay. Anyways, that was Misty Eyez for Queens of the Week. Loving you, Tizzy.